list is another very important and widely used data type. In Python, it allows to keep multiple different type of data together to form a sequence or like a group. For example, if we take an example of a student, we have certain registration data like registration number, name, father's name, date of birth, and his age, or maybe like a gender, or maybe phone number, email address. So, and father's income, mobile number, so many things we can have for one single student. Now, in this case, if a single record of a student has to be maintained with all such data which are of different type. For example, registration number is integer or a number, name, address, father's name, these all are strings, mobile number may be an integer itself, and if we talk about salary, so that may be something called maybe a float, or some data can be a boolean as well. Date of birth is of date type, which is not in your syllabus but is there. Such type of mixed data collection, if we want to keep together, then we need to use list. Though for the similar purpose, we can have another data type called tuple, which will be taken care after list. There are certain differences which we will discuss during the chapter tuple. But in this chapter, we'll talk about what is list, what is the use of list, how to do the work with list, and all those things. So, list is something to define multiple data, let's say 10, some string, some floating point number, and some boolean number, like this together. First, we have multiple data. Second, the data are of different data types. They are joined or combined together with comma separation, and they are enclosed in square bracket. Each data out of this 10, this Sharad, this 45.6, this true, all these are related to each other or are not. That is our part. But from Python perspective, these are connected together with respect to their one combined data type called Python. Let's say I give this variable name as L1. Then L1 will be created as a Python list. Now if I type L1, I will get the same values. I can create an empty list also. For example, this is called empty list creation. So I can create an empty list and I can keep on adding more and more items into this list. How to add those items, that we'll understand later on. Now, other than creation of empty list, other than assigning the direct values to a list, we can ask user to enter the list as well. Generally, this is not a good practice. Generally, this is not being followed in the real lifetime scenario, but you can do this. For example, you can have eval input, enter a list. I'm just copying this so that I can keep on using again and again with the different variations. Now, suppose if you do this 10 directly, then this will not be a list. This will be a tuple. I can show you. If you use 10 comma, then now this will be a tuple. if you use multiple values, then also it will be a tuple. But if you want to get the list entered by the user, it must be entered in square bracket. Like this. Now if I say L1, then it will give me the list. Now this list, whether it is directly assigned some values, or we received by some manipulation, or we just get adding up the values one by one, or we enter by the user. In all such cases, the list data can be accessed exactly in the same manner as in case of string. In a string, each character was considered as the one single item. Here, each data separated by comma is considered as one item. For example, in this case, 10 is one item, this SHRAD is another item, this 45.6 is another item, and TRUE true is another item. How to access? We can access this backward or forward. From forward, we use from left to right, starting from the position 0, 1, 2 and so on. And backward from right to left, starting from the value -1, -2 and so on. Let's understand this now. L1, 0, that is 10. L1, -3, same as in a string. Sharad. L1, -4, 10. So L1 0 and L1 -4 are same. So from here 0, 1, 2 and 3. From here -1, -2, -3, -4. So I can have the two ways of indexing using the same way as we learned in string. The numbering goes from 0, 1, 2, 3 in forward direction, forward indexing, that is from left to right, and from -1, -2, -3 and so on from right to left. Then it goes from then -1, -2 so on from right to left. In list also we can have the plus operator. Let's say L1 is a string as a list 10, 20. L2 is another list 30, 40. Now I say L1 plus L2. It will combine both the lists together. The first list before plus sign, if I use L1, then item of L1 will come first. Then I use L2, the item of L2 will come later. Here I can have 2, 3, 4, as many as list I want. But a list can be appended with another list only, not like one list with tuple or maybe string or maybe any other data type. That's not allowed. For example, if I say L1 plus 3, 2, that will give me an error. Replication operator also work in the same way here. Let's say I say L1 multiplied by 3. Now 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20 will be repeated 3 times. That will be one single list here. Even I say 3 multiplied by L1 will also give me the same result. So this way replication operator and my concatenation operator works exactly in the same manner as we do in the string. Now if we want to have something list, let's say L3 is equal to L1 multiplied by 3 plus L2. Now if I say L3, that's a list which goes by 3 times L1 then 1 time L2. So this way I will have a long list. Slicing of a list also work in the same way. L1 2 colon 5. Let's say L1, L3 I say 2 colon 5. Starting from second item, it will give me second, third and fourth. Now if I say L3 2 colon 6 colon 2, on a gap of 2 it will give me the items 10 comma 10. If I say L3 6 colon 2 will not give me any item, but if I say L3 6 colon 2 colon minus 1 means on a step of minus 1, on a step of reverse direction of 1, it will give me the items from right to left, from 6th position till 2nd position on a gap of minus 1. Same case goes with negative indexing also, that is, let's say I say minus 2 colon minus 6. This will not give me any item because it is trying to go from minus 2 to minus 6 in a right direction, which is not there. But if I say L3 minus 2 colon minus 6 on a step of minus 1, then I will get the data starting from 2nd position till minus 5th position on a gap of 1 each. Now if I say L3 minus 6 colon minus 2, then 1 minus 1, I will again get a empty list. However, if I say this way, then I will get the exact data, because now it is starting from minus 6 and goes up to minus 2 position in a forward direction, which is there minus 6, minus 5th, minus 4th, and then minus 3rd. That's it. It will not count minus 2. So the slicing of list also goes same thing. Here is a one difference which is not there in string, because strings are immutable and lists are mutable. Mutable means you can change the data of a list item. Let me take example of L3 itself. Now this 10 I want to change into 50. What is position? 3. So I can write L3 to position is equal to 50. Now if I say L3, it will give me the values with the change data. Now this 10 I want to change to some other data, let's say 80, but in the negative side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. So I can have L3 minus 4 is equal to 80. Now if I print L3, I will get the updated data. 10 will become 80 here. So this is what list allows. But this option is not available in string, because string is mutable and lists are immutable. There is one more thing which I want to show here is list changes with respect to their data. Let's say L1 is equal to 10, 20, 30. Now I want to add 40 also, then I will say L1 dot append 40. This 40 will get added at the end. Append will always add on a data only at the end of the list. It will not add the data at any other position. So append is not for the right option. Second thing I want to tell you, let's say L1 is 10, 20, 30, 40. And L2 is another list is 30, 10, 40, 20. Items are same, but their orders are different. What will happen if I say L1 equals to L2? This is giving me false because their items are matched at the same position. So L1 and L2 are not same list if their items are same, but their orders are different. Because here order matters, it compares each item at the same position. Let me show you one more example. L1 is a list of, let's say, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and L2 is another list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which has one more extra item called 5. What if I say L1 equal to L2? This will also give me 5 false. The reason behind is it has an extra item which is not in the previous list. What if I say L1 less than L2? This is giving me true because at last position L1 doesn't have any item and L2 has 5, which is always true. L1 greater than L2 will give me false because nothing is not more than 5. That's the difference. So this way relational operator also works in list in the same way as it works in the numbers. So these are the things which I want to explain here in context of list. Now couple of more things in the list itself. For example, there is a list called 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. These are the 5 items at 0 position, 1 position, 2 position, 3 position and 4th position. I want to change all these 3 together. So I say L1 1 colon 4 equal to, I put up let's say 100, 200 and 300. Now if I say L1, you see the multiple items are changed together in one single statement. So that is also there. Now in the next lecture we will go through the different functions which are inbuilt available with the list. Till then, study hard, do your concepts clarity with the videos, notes and do the assignments. Thank you beta. God bless you all.